Hi, everybody, and welcome to Senators All Access, presented by Bell. I'm Gord Wilson, following Ottawa's exciting 4-3 shootout victory over the Minnesota Wild in Ottawa's home opener. In just a moment, we'll be joined by Senators rookie defenseman David Rundblad, who made his NHL debut on this night. But first, a scoring summary recap, and not good news for Ottawa. Despite out-shooting and outplaying Minnesota through 20 minutes of play, it was the Wild leading 2-0 after one period of play. Kyle Brodziak opened the scoring for Minnesota, and then Devin Setaguchi scored with less than 2 minutes to go in the period, getting his second goal of the season. It came on a power play, and the Wild would lead 2-0 after 20 minutes. It was Nick Foligno scoring for Ottawa. His first goal of the season made it a 2-1 game. That came midway through period number 2, so the score read 2-1 Minnesota after 40 minutes of play. Minnesota would restore the 2-goal lead, with Nick Johnson scoring a minute 51 into period number 3. That made the score 3-1 Minnesota, but Chris Neal then cued the comeback at 6:11 of the third period. Neal scored his first of the season to make it a 3-2 game, and then Colin Greening finished things off at 8:22 on a power play with his second goal of the season. That tied the hockey game at 3. We would go to overtime, nothing solved there, so off to the shootout we went. Milan McCulloch would shoot first for the Ottawa Senators and score. Mikko Koivu would not score for Minnesota. It was Jason Spezza scoring for Ottawa on his next shot. Matt Cullen would score for Minnesota. And so the game hung in the balance on the stick of the captain, Daniel Alfredsson, and he completed the 3-for-3 shootout with the shootout winner as Alfredsson and the Senators defeat Minnesota by a score of 4-3 in a shootout. All right, following Ottawa's 4-3 shootout victory over the Minnesota Wild, as promised, joined by Senators rookie defenseman David Rundblad. First of all, congratulations, young man, on your first ever National Hockey League game.
Thank you.
You can breathe, take a sigh of relief. How was that? How was that experience for you?
Very exciting. I've been waiting for this since I came here, 2 months ago, and I've been sitting just watching the two first game, and it was a lot of fun to finally get to play.
Let me ask you about the opportunity to sit and watch. Sometimes you see things differently, and I know you played 6 preseason games, got better as the preseason went on. It was pretty clear, pretty apparent that you became much more comfortable on the ice. Unfortunately, don't make the starting lineup or into the starting lineup in Detroit or Toronto, because the coaching staff indicated that while they liked what they saw in preseason, they wanted you to watch a little bit from above. What did you find that helped?
Yeah, a little bit. It's a big difference between the preseason and the real season.
Sure.
Everything is going faster and more intensive, and all the good guys are playing in every team now. So, I saw that I have to move the puck quickly and move my feet a lot when I don't have the puck. I think that's the biggest thing.
Did you find that you did that a lot? You played 21 minutes tonight against Minnesota. I'm not going to use the word easy, but was well, I will use the word easy. Was it a little bit easier for you, do you think, or?
I don't know. I tried to think about it during the game. Everything gets easier if I move my legs and move my feet all the time, and I think that helped me a lot this game.
How did Chris Phillips help? You were paired with him most of the night.
He's an old guy, sorry.
The old guys like to be called veterans?
Yeah, veterans, sorry. He's been playing here for many years now, and it's just nice to play with one of those guys. They know the game and know what to do in many situations. All
right, I should have asked you this off camera, but did you get any friends or family from overseas into Ottawa?
Actually not. No, they're coming over next week.
Next week?
So, yeah,
okay.
3 home games.
But no doubt anxious to see you play. You tore up the Swedish Elite League last year. Did you just feel that you had accomplished enough over there when we're quite anxious to come to North America and ply your wares here?
Yeah, I decided actually before last year that I wanted to come over here and play this year. So I was, I stayed an extra year to really feel ready for this game, and I did a good season back in Sweden, and now I'm here.
I never asked you this before, but when you got traded from St. Louis, you were an original draft pick of the Blues. What was your immediate thought when you got traded at the draft a couple of seasons ago to Ottawa and ending up with Ottawa?
First I was surprised. I have never thought about it that could happen actually, but I talked to my agent and to Anders Forsberg, who was scout here,
right?
And they only told me, you know, good things about this club and everything. So I got excited to play here one day.
Teaming up, maybe buddies with Erik Karlsson, another young Swedish defenseman. Does that make the transition a little bit easier, knowing that there is a very strong Swedish contingent on this hockey club?
Yeah, I think so. Especially Erik, he's you know, my age, and he's been here for 3 years now, and it's, you know, it's easy to just talk to them and talk to them about everything, and it's easier to, you know, talk Swedish. Some English word is it's hard to understand, and sometimes it's hard to speak English, so that's make everything easier.
How would you compare this training camp, Ottawa's training camp, to the training camps that you've had in Sweden? Everybody and the old guys, the veterans, say that this has been one of their tougher ones.
It's quite different in Sweden. It's not this, you know, they don't have like 60 guys who practice and doing, you know, like a training camp. They have maybe 30 guys.
Oh, really? Okay.
They start to play exhibition game early. So
right away.
Yeah.
Well, you did very well in exhibition play, and congratulations on your first game and the team's first win. Well done, sir.
Thank you.
David Rundblad following a 4-3 shootout win over Minnesota. All right, that's going to do it for this edition of Senators All Access presented by Bell. Our next show comes up following Ottawa's next home game, which is set for Thursday, October the 13th, when Colorado comes to town. I'm Gord Wilson. We'll see you then.